It's a $14,000 pile of dirt, not to mention the other multiple thousands spent on the septic in preparation of this that is still not happening.
You might remember that in May, Coin 6 Investigates brought you a homeowner after homeowner, each one out tens of thousands of dollars because of unfinished work by a local barn contractor.
Turns out problems with Wapiti Pacific run deeper. Complaints with agencies in both Washington and Oregon are piling up. Tonight, we're talking to more property owners who remain stunned and furious.
A 9-acre spread in Ridgefield, Washington is the sort of horse property some people dream of.
2 sons.
Matt Concannon bought the place early last fall. The barn needed some fixing up, so he asked Wapiti Pacific, a barn contractor he originally hired for a different job, if they could work on his new spot instead.
Would we be able to take our entire $40,000 and apply it to a remodel for you instead? And he came back and said yes.
That turned out to be a huge mistake.
He was here maybe for a couple of hours. And that happened for 2 or 3 days, but he wasn't really getting much done.
Matt says the barn removal proved far too overwhelming. And according to a Clark County Sheriff's report, the parties agreed to go their own ways and, quote, refund us the rest of our money. That was in November.
You've never seen a cent?
No, not a dime. Not a dime.
The Concannon family also filed complaints with the Washington state equivalent of a contractors board and the Washington Attorney General. In response to the AG, Matt Brindle, the operator of Wapiti, apologized and agreed there should be close to a $15,000 refund. But months later, still nothing.
Praise God that we didn't give him more money or get further down the road with it. Some of these people, you know, I feel blessed that we only lost $15,000. I still wish we had it, but it could have been way worse.
One person who knows how much worse is Scott Becker.
We put a larger payment down just so we can secure the prices, the lumber and the materials costs.
He put down over $50,000 for permitting and to build a pole barn in Estacada last summer. The contractor, Wapiti. Then he got a mass email earlier this year.
He's closing down, and that's when it all kind of went downhill.
If that sounds familiar, it's because we shared similar stories with you back in May. People looking for a barn job, putting down those deposits with Matt Brindle, only to have little to nothing to show for it.
One complaint we obtained showed an Oregon family is, quote, out nearly $90K.
There are 42,000 contractor businesses out there in Oregon, and there are many different things happening every day.
Leslie Culpepper is with the Oregon Construction Contractors Board. They can't discuss specifics, but Wapiti's license is now revoked in Oregon as the claims pile up.
When it is appropriate, fines or suspensions or revocations can occur.
The business license is also suspended in Washington. We tried tracking down Brindle to his company's old P.O. box. No luck. The old Wapiti website remains offline as well. He did not respond to recent emails, but did tell Coin 6 News back in May that, quote, we were going to work through closing things out and figure out refunds and sending those when appropriate.
Well, yeah, I feel taken, but I feel really bad for some of the people who did get taken. And, you know, we're going to be just fine, but I know that some people in the horse community, they don't make a ton of money.
And Scott Becker, the man we talked about there out in Estacada, who put down more than 50 grand, he is planning to file a claim in small claims court. He also filed a Clackamas County Sheriff's report and a report with the Oregon AG. Effectively was told, this is a civil matter, you need to take it to court.
So Todd, that seems to be the main issue here after all of these interviews you've done, is that most of these agencies say that this is something to pursue in civil court specifically, but those property owners, obviously, they feel with tens of thousands of dollars that this is more a criminal case, it's theft, but they feel they're swindled, right?
Yeah, in these cases, most of these people do feel like they've been completely swindled. You do need to go through the proper channels, so file those reports with the state AGs, with the contractor boards, but ultimately for a lot of enforcement, you do need some kind of civil case.
Right.
But going to civil court, that's very expensive.
Yeah.
Filing a lawsuit, and so you gotta weigh, is this gonna make sense in the end? And for a lot of people, $10,000, $15,000, yeah, that's a lot of money, but pursuing it in civil court could be tens of thousands more. So
just so tough for some of those people.
Catch-22.
That's a lot of money. Well, thank you, and I know that you're staying on top of that. If there are any other updates in this.
Yeah, we'll bring them for sure.